Hello, I want to tell you a story. It is a story about how being kind to yourself correlates with today's theme, identity. I would like to ask that you can reply yes if someone questions you, do you love yourself? If you're confident of yourself, you said, of course I do. Why would you ask that to me? The person who asked you said, maybe, I don't know. However, there are a few people, including me, who respond, no, I don't. Why do I have to? Let me introduce myself first. I am an introvert, reserved, and inept at having any conversation with my friends. Unlike others, I am very emotional and sensitive about my task. As soon as you heard my introduction, some of you can think that you are a type of person who does not want to be a friend of mine. It's okay. I understand that because this is my characteristic and I know not everyone is going to like me and my traits. However, due to the differences between me and others, I experienced many difficulties throughout my life. When I was young, I was pretty outgoing and I also cherished myself as treasure. However, my life after attending middle school and here, DIS, has changed me. Many people in this school were superior than me. Those are the ones with well-behaved personalities, high academic grades, good athletic skills, and good relationships with their friends, unlike me. I always felt like I was out of place compared to those people, overwhelmed by their outstanding gift. This caused me to start feeling hatred toward myself. I cry every day in my bedroom because of the brutal fact that I had to face. I sometimes tried to consult with someone about me and my inferiority. Most of the solution they provide me was, why don't you attempt fixing your flaws? Be confident of yourself, or just ignore what they think of you. Every time after consulting, I decide firmly to change every single problem of mine. I try harder to perform better than others, act and speak friendly to the people when they greet me, and be pretty outgoing. However, it did not work. I started to become lethargic and deprecate myself even more. As this situation deteriorated, I even considered committing suicide. Everything went wrong for me, and I felt as if I isolated myself from this society, and all of them contempt on me. While I was living my life in this way, my mother put a book with the sticky notes that written, "Hope you do well" on my table. As I found out this book, and I grabbed it out and begins to read, and I still remember the book's title. It's called A Schein nicht so hart zu dir schäbig, is a German word, which translates into for the person who doesn't love himself. According to the book, the author says the fact that most people in nowadays mentally suffers due to various reasons. First one is to fulfill other satisfaction. A second one is to have ideal image of themselves in this competitive society. They hurt themselves on account of the pains that they created through self-deprecation. And he defines people who distress with self-deprecations tends to have pure ambitions and pure minds that they want to be a better person. After reading this, my mind was numb from the aftershock of my reflection, which I highly appreciate to this book. When I finished with reading this book, I started the 2 exercises on the last 2 months. First one is called creating a list. As you can see on the screen, I created a 2-column labeled positive on the right side and negative on the left side. Then I wrote at least 5 things that I need to avoid and 5 things that I need to achieve. When I began this activity, I listed all sufferings that I experienced in the negative column. In the positive column, I wrote down what I wanted to do, but I also recorded the goal that must be fulfilled. The second one is called Calm Down One's Mind Activity, which short for was activity. In this screen, I gave you the definition per each alphabet, so I'll read it out for you. So W is for wahrnehmen, which means to perceive, and A is for annehmen, which is to embrace, and S is for stilldasein, which is tranquil attitude. This activity is not about the fighting against the pain, but confronting impulsive deteriorating states of mind. So when you face unpleasant moment, just take a breath for 5 seconds and then contemplate to yourself about how you felt today. As soon as you perceive your emotion, you just need to stay calm down without doing anything. I was obliged to do this activity for the first time. However, as I continued to work on this activity, I possibly became a bit self-accepting to myself and a bit amicable to myself. We know that we need to praise ourselves at least once. However, we cannot. We are accustomed to blaming ourselves and misunderstanding that all problems come from our own deficiencies. As time passes, you will recognize that it is reckless. All existing problems come from unpredictable factors, not from yourself. I want to tell that it is very good attitude to put effort to be a better person because many people have improved from this process, so I do not want you to give up on it. I cannot give an obvious advice to get confidence and not take care of what they think of you like others. But I want all of you guys to know that it is not your fault. Despite your flaws, you are awesome the way you are. And I am still trying to be benign by accepting the way I am. Thank you for listening.